Because I have those inner voices that keep criticizing, that keep comparing myself to somebody else, or set some unrealistic, unacceptable even goals sometimes for myself. And in case I judge, in case I criticize myself, it's kind of like paralyze me. I have no mood, no motivation to keep trying to reach my goal. But in case I'm talking to myself, really my best friend, my partner, my family member, someone who I truly, genuinely love, it's kind of changed this communication dramatically. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And today I want to talk again about some useful mental techniques that one can use in order to help themselves to reach the goals, especially health related goals, and in my case especially weight related goals. And I find them really useful because they're not just kind of helping you to stay motivated, to stay disciplined, they also kind of helping to create identity. So you're not just kind of fighting with yourself or having these kind of struggles, you are building the identity of the person who is already like that. So today I want to talk about such technique as talking to your future self. And it's not about getting crazy or something. The idea here is that you are able to look at yourself in the future, to talk to that version of you who has already reached the goals that you have set for yourself. And I think it's especially useful in terms of health related goals, like fitness goals, like nutrition goals, like diet goals, because you already see you who have done all already that you have set for yourself, and she was able to reach that goal. So because she already has this experience, you can ask her, you can relate to her experience, and it can sustain you, it can help you to reach that. Spring allergies, and I'm in the forest. So this technique has a couple of steps, and I have been trying to use them for a couple of last weeks already, and I find it really liberating and motivating. So the first step will be obviously to imagine your future self, and you should be as detailed as possible. So you should imagine how this person look like, you, that version of you 6 months later, 1 year later, who has already reached the goals that you have set for yourself. She's already, in my case, she's already very active, she likes sports, she likes fitness, she likes different kind of activities. She loves eating healthy. She loves cooking homemade meals. And because of those things, because of those habits that she has already implied into her life, she already become a little bit different mentally, physically. So we need to imagine in the tiniest details how it's actually look like. Obviously, how she look like. Maybe her weight, or maybe just how the clothes fit her now. Actually, what kind of clothes she's wearing, how her typical morning look like, what she eats for breakfast, how she spends her weekend, in which way she behaves during the day, how she feels in the morning once she woke up, what she actually does first thing she wakes up. What kind of people around her, how she communicates to other people, how she plans her day, how she behaves, what are her daily activities, what she does every single day, what she does regularly, for example, on a weekly basis, how she spends her evening. And you actually need to give it time. Give it time. Find a calm place. Think. Imagine. Like really let this image get kind of alive. And you can kind of try the skin of this person. So first of all, you should imagine that you already this person. So you look through the eyes of this person. You are already in the skin, in the body of this person. So you look at your hands, you look at your clothes now. You look at what's around you, and you're imagining in tiniest details how it all look like around you through your eyes. Another part of this kind of visualization process is to imagine yourself like a second person through the eyes of the second person. So you're just looking at this person. You are not inside her body, but you are just looking at her. You see her. You see her in her environment. You see how she behaves. You see what she does. And try to go into these two modes while you imagining all those tiniest details and her lifestyle and her habits and like everything. And the more details you have in both modes, the better. So you go first of all, let's say in first person mode. You look through the eyes of this person. You are already that person. And you're imagining like everything, all those details, everything. After you go into this mode, when you look at yourself through the eyes of another person. And again, you are trying to imagine everything. Why I think it's important, and people say it's important according to what I have read, and like this is the part of these NLP techniques, that it helps your brain really like soaked into that, like really understand, really believe. And you know, our limbic brain, our subconscious way better understand images, smell, taste, rather than words. And in order to make ourselves believe that, to push ourselves into that mode that it's actually realistic for us, you should create vision in your head. And I think it's really this visualization part like crucial. And give yourself really time, like maybe even a couple of days, just like come from time to time to this idea and give it more and more details. Second part of this technique is connected actually with communication. So once you're ready with your image of this person, of yourself, who has already reached all those goals, next step is actually to talk to her. So you imagine again that she's with you in the same room, or like she's somewhere beside you. Maybe you sit together on your sofa, or you're like somewhere in the space. She's close to you, and you have conversation. And you may ask her different kind of questions, like, was it worth it? All what you have done, was it really worth it? Are you happy now? What do you think helped you the most to reach all those goals that you have set for yourself? Is there something that you have done differently? Is there something that you can do in order maybe to reach those goals faster? Are there any mistakes that you think you have done during this weight loss journey or health journey that you think you should have done it in a different way? And again, ask questions, have like a real honest communication with your future self. Again, there is no judgment, there is no evaluation, what is bad, what is good. It's just honest person, like with your best friend. Because actually you is yourself best friend. No one knows you better than you. You are the person whom you can trust like 100%. So there is no judgment in this communication. There is only trust, love, respect and support. And you are having this communication, this conversation from the point of interest. Like, this is how you reach your goal. This is what you have done. like this, like, again, no judgment, it's critical. And at least it's like this for me, because I have those inner voices that keep criticizing, that keep comparing myself to somebody else, or set some unrealistic, unacceptable even goals sometimes for myself. And in case I judge, in case I criticize myself, it's kind of like paralyze me. I have no mood, no motivation to like keep trying to reach my goal. But in case I'm talking to myself, like really my best friend, my partner, my family member, someone who I truly, genuinely love, it's kind of changed this communication dramatically. My next part of this technique is connected with talking to this person, to future self, who has already reached the goals that you have set for yourself. In those moments when you are not sure what you are doing, or maybe in those moments when you feel unmotivated, when you have like doubt, shall you or shall you not do something, then in this case you can again ask future self, like, shall I do it or not? Should I now go for a walk or not? I feel really hungry and I want to eat this ice cream. Shall I do it or shall I not? I feel lazy today and unmotivated and I don't want to go out and walk. What do you think you can tell me? Or like really different kind of questions. And those questions that I have just said, they're just like an example. But only you know what exactly to ask, because you are fighting your own demons, you have some personal struggles. Your life experience is very different from my life experience, from anybody else's life experience. And that's why it's so critical actually to know yourself. And this is something I have been talking quite a lot in my previous video, but they all kind of connected. This self-love, self-respect, knowing yourself, asking yourself relevant questions, talking to your future self who has already reached those goals. They all kind of like a part of one bigger attitude, way bigger attitude to your lifestyle, to your health, to practically anything. So in case you are in a difficult situation, you lack motivation, you feel lost, you feel unmotivated, you feel like you don't want to do something, or you feel like you are not reaching your goal, talking to yourself helps to keep yourself accountable. Because instead of looking only at these short-term goals, like you want to lose this weight as fast as possible, or you want to have muscles as fast as possible, and it's kind of feel hard and disappointing since you cannot reach those goals like in a week or a month even. And talking to your future self who have already reached those goals, and definitely it took her way more time, it keeps you aligned to your goals. Because in order to reach your goals, you need time, you need some effort. And knowing that still after 6 months, after 1 year, maybe even more, you still will be that person. It keeps you focused on that long-term goal. And it's like a real game changer for those who are in point A, they want to reach point B, and the distance between these 2 points is kind of big. So it helps, at least for me, it's like a real game changer. It helps me a lot. And last part, it's about, again, staying more connected to this person, to this future self, and what helps me some kind of anchors. And I already talked about the ring, that I'm using like some kind of anchor to this future identity that I want to become. But for this particular technique, you may use something different. And it's something that probably you should not use on a daily basis. It's something that you should use when you only trying to communicate to yourself. In my case, I'm using a mug. So it's a new mug that I bought only for this particular purpose. And it's better to have something new, so it will be like something neutral, so you don't have any other memories connected to that particular mug or any other object of your choice. So when I want to talk to myself, to this future version of me who has already reached all the goals that I have set for myself, I make myself a cup of nice coffee or tea or something else. I pour it in that particular mug. I find a quiet place. I take time so nobody is going to disturb me or distract me. And while I'm drinking that particular coffee, let's say, at that moment I'm talking to myself. So I'm like, once I have this mug in my head, it sends me on this motion that now I'm talking to myself. While I'm preparing coffee and while I'm pouring this coffee into this mug, my brain already knows what we're going to do. And it makes the process way faster, and I think also way more efficient. Because you don't need to have more time in order to like spend time on setting, on kind of preparing your mind to talk to your future self. You see this mug, you hold this mug in your hands, and you already feel like, yeah, that's what we're going to do now. Now we are going into this mode when I'm going to try to talk to myself. And it helps a lot. Again, it's not only mug that we may use for this purpose. Again, it can be a bracelet, it can be a ring, it can be a certain piece of clothes. It might be, again, it might be anything. It might be something that you just hold in your hands while you're having this technique. And once you stop doing that, once you stop talking to yourself, you may just put it somewhere else, put it aside. And I think it's really important to use this particular object only for this technique. Kind of not confuse it with something else. Crucial, I think, really crucial. One more point that I have heard people are doing who are implying this technique, but me personally, I haven't done it yet, but I'm planning. It's to make some kind of messages from your future self. What could it be? For example, you may write some notes and stick to your mirror or put them on the screen on your phone, and those will be like messages, like notes, like some motivating words from your future self. So you may look from time to time on these messages. Let's say every morning you look in the mirror, you see this message, and again you remind yourself that you are already that person. You are the one who is going to reach that goal, let's say 1 year later. Or every time when you unlock your phone, you see this screen, and again it's kind of keep you connected to your future self. I'm not doing it yet, but I'm planning to do, and I think it's like also a pretty good thing. But at least for now, I feel like I don't want to put them all together. For now, this mug technique works for me way better. Also, I heard that people use like emails. You may send yourself an email or some kind of message in some of the messengers, something like a letter, when you give yourself some kind of support, when you give some really nice recommendation to yourself, tell yourself some really nice motivating words. Again, I'm gonna try it, but probably not now, a bit later. So I hope you find this video useful. All these mental techniques that I have been talking about in the last couple of videos are really a game changer for me. I feel how they changing my attitude. I feel how they make the process of reaching my goal way easier. And you should give it a try. Again, as I told before, we are all so different. We are all unique snowflakes. So in order to reach our goal faster, we need to know ourselves, first of all. But you will not know if it works for you or if it doesn't in case you don't try it. So we need to try, we need to test it, and we will reach our goals. So thank you, and I will see you soon.